We're back here with Josh Robert Thompson, no stranger to late night.
That's right.
You spent how many years on the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson?
About eight years or so.
8 years.
Yeah.
And you did some various roles at the beginning, and then you became known as the skeleton robot sidekick Geoff Peterson.
Geoff Peterson, yeah, the talking guy in the band knows.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, it was. I was on the show. I started out doing Arnold Schwarzenegger on camera.
Yeah.
Because I look, just like him. So, and they put me in this big muscle suit, and Craig would, hey, we're going to talk to Governor Schwarzenegger from Sacramento. How you doing, Governor? Hi, Craig. How are you? Fantastic. The cigar and all that. And then I would do, De Niro. I'd go in there, put a big mole on my face. Danny, you are good. You are good. And then after a few years of doing that, eventually I sort of started doing the voice and puppeteering Geoff Peterson, which was this sort of skeleton robot sidekick.
Yeah, not sort of. It was definitely a skeleton.
Well, it started out as like a joke. We didn't think it would last more than like a week, because Craig would get very bored with things. I'm done with doing it. In fact, he did the voice for the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And it sounded like this: Craig, you're the man, ha ha, good one, And the idea was sort of the send-up of the, the sidekick kind of thing where he didn't really need one.
Yeah.
And so, hey, maybe I'll have one that's a robot and I can program it to say what I want. And then eventually, I'm tired of doing it, Josh. You want to try to come up with a voice or something, man? Maybe see what you come up with.
By the way, your Craig Ferguson impression is highly underrated.
Well,
I love it.
It's not bad, Josh, if you could just be, just like don't talk during the show for this segment. No, he's great. And I would puppeteer the robot eventually, so I was behind a wall with a remote control unit and a little headset. So I would actually make his mouth move by pressing a button. It wasn't like voice activated. So every time he talked, I had to move his mouth like that. That became second nature.
Yeah.
There was a button on the floor that I would press with my foot to make the phone ring on Craig's desk.
Yeah, because you didn't just do the robot, you did all the voices on the show except for Craig.
Well, I did the voice of all our band. We had a fake band called the Shy Fellas, the shyest band in showbiz. They just hid behind a curtain.
Yeah.
You could never see them, so I did
They're
the voice.
They're here tonight, aren't they? Are they back there, the Shy Fellas?
Hey, fellas, hey, what around here? It was Alfredo Sauce and the band. And but when I would hit that button to make the phone ring, Craig would say, I wonder who's going to call. I wonder who it could be. I didn't know who it was going to be, and he didn't know who it was going to be, and we just kind of went for it.
And it was always you doing the voice of whoever called.
Whoever it could, it could have been, hey, it's Matthew McConaughey, all right. What's up, man? All right. Sometimes, it was Morgan Freeman would chime in, and say, well, hello, Craig, this is Morgan Freeman, and I'm watching the show right now, and it's terrible, and so stop it, just knock it off, will you? In fact, thank you. In fact, I got to do the voice of Morgan Freeman through Geoff Peterson to the actual Morgan Freeman as a guest.
Was that intimidating more so because you were doing it as Geoff, or less so because you could hide behind Geoff?
It was very intimidating on all fronts because Craig said, Geoff does a Morgan Freeman voice. Would you like to hear it? And Morgan said, well, I've never heard myself from the outside. That would be interesting. Go ahead, Geoff, let's hear it. And so I'm back there and my palms are sweating, and I said, well, hello there, Morgan Freeman, whatever it was. The clip is, you can watch it on YouTube, but it went really well, so much so that he came to meet me backstage.
Wow.
And so now I do kind of his dialogue replacement for movies. That's one of the, so if they need to change a line in a movie, or like there's an edited version of a movie, they call me in to do it. Morgan Freeman, I don't want to do it, have Josh do it. I'm tired, I'm old, I'm a superstar, I don't have time for this nonsense. So I come in. So if you've heard Morgan Freeman, you may have been hearing me and not Morgan Freeman.
I love that.
But
What a gig.